I walked away from my husband because he was broke, convincing myself that money and comfort would give me the life I deserved. I thought wealth could replace loyalty and love. But 6 years later, I sit here empty, desperate, and alone, while the man I abandoned is successful, thriving, and happy in the arms of someone new. And I can't escape the truth. I destroyed everything with my own decisions. Back then, I told myself I was exhausted, tired of budgeting, tired of scraping by, tired of watching my friends go on vacations I couldn't afford. I was sick of turning down dinners, shopping trips, and little luxuries because our bank account couldn't handle it. I was worn down by living paycheck to paycheck with a husband who promised things would improve, but never showed me how. Then Ethan appeared, wealthy, polished, and generous with gifts. Expensive dinners, lavish trips, promises of a life without limits. I convinced myself that was love. I convinced myself security could be measured in dollar signs. And I walked away from Michael, a man who loved me completely, because his pockets weren't deep enough. Michael begged me not to go. Tears streamed down his face as he said, "I'll work harder. I'll give you everything. Just please don't leave." But I was arrogant, greedy, and blind. I told him I couldn't build a future on promises alone, that I deserved more, and I left him broken while I strutted into what I thought was a dream. At first, it felt like one. Rooftop dinners, vacations in places I never thought I'd see, handbags worth more than our old rent. But the glamour faded fast, because Ethan wasn't Michael. He wasn't kind, steady, or loyal. He was controlling, cold, and his generosity only stretched as far as it benefited him. He gave me money, but never respect. Slowly, I realized I had traded love for luxury and ended up with neither. 6 years vanished in a haze of loneliness and fake smiles. When Ethan finally walked away, he left me with nothing. A closet of meaningless clothes, and an empty bank account. The money had always been his, never ours. The security I thought I found turned out to be a mirage, leaving me older, weaker, and with nowhere to turn. In desperation, I thought of Michael, the man I had discarded, assuming he'd still be waiting, broken and stuck in the past. But when I searched his name, what I saw shattered me. He was thriving. He was wealthy, wealthier than Ethan ever was. And beside him stood a beautiful woman who looked at him the way I used to, his hand resting gently on her back, his smile wide and genuine. He had built the very life he once promised me, just not with me. I saw photos of them traveling, laughing with friends, buying a home together. I scrolled through them with tears streaking down my face, realizing the life I thought I deserved, the life I left him for, was a life he had finally created without me. The irony was the cruelest punishment of all. Once, in weakness, I reached out, a long message full of regret, telling him I missed him, that I had made a mistake. But he never responded. And later, I saw I was blocked, erased from his life as if I had never existed. That silence was louder than anything he could have said. Now every night, I replay the moment I told him he wasn't enough. I hear his voice crack as he told me he loved me. I see his face as I walked away from the only man who truly cared for me. And I wonder how I could have been so blind, how I confused wealth with worth, how I destroyed the one thing money could never buy, real love. Sometimes I lie to myself, imagining he still thinks of me, that maybe he wonders what if. But deep down, I know he doesn't. I know he moved on. I know the love he once had for me died the day I betrayed it. And now he has someone who cherishes him for who he is, not what's in his wallet. And me? I'm 38, starting over with nothing, haunted by memories of a husband I called broke, who turned out to be richer in every way that mattered, while I wasted years chasing a mirage that left me empty. The truth is, I thought I was trading up, but I was downgrading all along. Because money fades, gifts collect dust, luxury loses its shine. But love, real love, once lost, never comes back. And I learned that lesson far too late. So here I am, the woman who gave up a good man for a rich one, the woman who lost both, the woman who sits alone while her ex lives a life I threw away. If you ever think wealth is worth more than loyalty, if you ever believe money can replace love, think of me, because I am living proof that choosing money over love might leave you with neither. And by the time you realize it, it will be too late. I left my broke husband for a rich man. And 6 years later, I'm the one desperate, while he's rich in love, life, and happiness with someone new. And that truth will haunt me forever.